I need to ask you a question. Be curious, Drifters.
Allegron's won the Brisbane Cup, but it's all Antino. Blake Shin, take a bow. Barraquil, Benny Allen hasn't moved.
Broadside in Bogged, won the Golden Rose.
Pride of Jenny, trying to find the reserves at the 100. She's 3 in front of Mr. Brightside. It's all too late. Pride of Jenny has run them into the night. Switzerland, the big winner by 2.5 Bellatrix Star.
He's down, Jolly Star. She is a star in the making. Jolly Star bolts in.
It's all Isthmus. She's very smart and fast.
Mate, Derby Day might be my favourite racing day of the year, but my favourite race of the year is the Melbourne Cup. I love it every single year. What are your thoughts, memories of the great race?
Well, recently, not great ones. Haven't picked a winner since like 2018, but a lot of placings in between that. Oh, mate, Makybe Diva. You know, we were young men. We were in primary school when she went on her tear, but I remember sitting with my classmates, you know, for the race that stops the nation, and literally the teacher would turn on the telly to watch it, and when your teacher's like cheering on a horse that, you know, for someone from memory for a third one, I don't think my teacher was really into horse racing, but she was yelling and screaming for Makybe Diva. That's what it's all about. She was a superstar. What an absolute freak. The older I get, the more I dive into horse racing, the more I'm blown away by the fact that she did that.
I know.
And what a Cox plate. What a freak. Yeah, love the Cup, mate. Can't wait. I'm confident this year, actually, that I'll be able to get close.
Make amends?
Yeah, I think so.
For previous wrongs?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
What about you?
Yeah, the Diva.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. You picked a few in high school as well, from memory.
Yeah.
3 in a row, maybe?
5.
5 in a row.
Yeah. Shocking. What else I have?
Green Moon.
Dunedin, Green Moon. Viewed, I think, kicked it off at 40 to 1 for Bart.
Viewed.
Yeah.
In the So You Think Silks?
Yep.
Yep.
$2 each way, $96. Remember it? Year 7. Year 9. Yep.
Fuck, that's a result.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
I'd be happy with that now.
Mate, do you know how many Redskins that keeps you?
Oh, that's a lot.
Heaps.
It's a lot of sugar.
Mate, how many cookies from the Nudgy Tuck Shop?
They were elite, weren't they?
They were so good.
It's a lot of Super Dupers.
Cans of Coke? Probably 90 back then.
That would have been 96 cans of Coke when we were in year 8. By the time we got to year 12, it was probably 45 cans of Coke. Do you know what it was, though? Probably 200 Super Dupers.
Yep.
They remained at 50 cents.
Yeah, absolutely they did. So, the all-important, I guess, weather watch for the Melbourne Cup. People are predicting, and when I say people, the bomb.
Fuck, please.
Yeah, isn't that in the headlines recently?
Yeah, people are really unhappy.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
really unhappy.
Guys, calm down. All right, so Melbourne today, right? And we are recording on a Sunday. It's 2 days out, pretty much to the hour of the great race. It's 31 degrees down in Melbourne currently. 0 to 1 mil. Now, it was a good 3 track yesterday.
Yeah, wow.
So I reckon it's going to be baking out there. So my theory is, if the rain doesn't come tomorrow's forecast, which the forecast has been wrong before, on Monday, so it's 10 to 35 mil. If they only get the 10 mil, they probably need to put that on anyway.
Yeah, they would. Because otherwise it'd get way too dry.
Yeah. So it got upgraded to a good 3 at about race 4 or 5 on Derby Day. So, and then the thing that's going to be, the telling factor is the 1 to 10 mil on race day.
Yeah.
Now, when Cross Counter won, I reckon they had nearly 10 to 20 mil on the day, and it was an improving track on the day. So
yeah,
if they get
that 2018
about then, so if they get the 35 on or more on the Monday, I think we're in rain affected ground areas for sure.
Yeah.
Parlay that into more rain on the Tuesday, which is probably likely. But I wouldn't be doing form for a heavy 10 by any means.
No, I don't think so. And things can change so much. Like if it's raining during the race, that's another element, right? Some horses can handle a wet deck, but can't handle when it's raining. and then others froth even more. So, it's difficult.
Yeah. So, I think Flemington would almost be like a fast 2, fast 1 at the moment.
Yep.
Right now, if you were to ask Liam O'Keefe. So I think the rain will be getting it back to, soft, good 4, soft 5.
Yep.
I'm predicting. I've basically done my assessment based on it being around a soft 6.
Yeah,
I
think so.
So that's my prediction. Without obviously being a Nostradamus and knowing like for like what is going to happen, but bit of a westerly wind as well. So I believe a westerly wind at Flemington is basically running rail towards the grandstand. There or thereabouts. So it might be beneficial to have cover in the more so for the straight races probably.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be drawing the rail for the straight races on the day, but around the bend I think it's not too much of a concern. Maybe more beneficial to be midfield or closer, I'd say. But it might be in their faces in the long straight. So if you're cuddled up, have a last crack at them at the 400, that might be the best place to be.
Yeah.
That's but it's 15 to 25 k's an hour, so it might not even be that bad. So, but check your local guides to make sure that's all accurate. Runner by runner. Number 1, Al Riffa. 3-time Group 1 winner overseas. He's clearly the class horse of the race, and he's 59 kilos he has.
Yep.
Won this Irish St. Leger by 4 lengths last start, and this is won by some of the elite stayers in the UK.
Yeah.
Kyprios, one of the most recent. If he came here, he'd win with like 63.
Yeah.
Won the Curragh Cup by 5 lengths prior to that. Previous winners of that race have been Tower of London, Twilight Payment twice, Rekindling, Red Cadeau, and Bondi Beach. So
that's a form race.
That is a form race for the Melbourne Cup. He's probably never been going better, I'd say. The draw could be a negative if the rain does come. And Mark Zara's obviously on a tear. Probably getting a backable price despite the weight.
I'll tell you what, like it takes a really, really good horse to win as a toppy. Very elegant, just on the day, just went absolutely ballistic. And who was the horse who ran third in that race? It was Incentivise, and then it was that
Moody took him.
Yeah.
After it, yeah.
Yeah. And
Spanish Mission.
Spanish Mission. And he would have been 59 or 58 or something like that. So it takes a really good horse with weight to run well in a cup. I think he's in my numbers. He's a massive winning chance, Al Riffa. He's got the class, and 59 kegs is a lot, so that's the big negative. But Joseph O'Brien, he's had 2 winners. Mark Zara's had 2 winners, so I think that's important. I think you're probably looking for a trainer who's done it before. You're looking for a jockey who's done it before. Ideally, it doesn't happen every year, obviously, but I think he's a massive winning chance.
I think from a settling position point of view, I think first half of field, which is going to be hard from barrier 19, absolutely. That's where I think he would be best suited, at least. I do think if the rain does come big time, I don't think it's necessarily positive for this horse. I think his form line suggests that he does appreciate it being on top of the ground more so than his soft runs. But I think he can still run a good race with the cutout.
Yep.
Buckaroo, number 2, runner-up in the Cox Plate, obviously. I think he's going okay. He was pretty average before the Cox Plate, though. You're getting asked to take $9 for a horse that hasn't won beyond 1,800 metres.
Yeah, I think he has to think about it, Buckaroo. I think he's a nonny. Challenged via Sistina, obviously, but I don't think he was ever going to beat her because he just gives up. Look at his last 4 starts. Yeah. Second, third.
One of those was in a 4-horse race.
Yeah, true. You can have him. You can have Buckaroo.
$9. I think he's the hole in the market, in my opinion. And I'm seeing a lot of good judges kick up for this horse. I really don't get it.
Yeah.
I think the best winning chance for this horse, in my opinion, he needs to draw really soft. I think he needs to draw barrier 3 or 4, basically be parked up behind a sedate speed. He probably has one of the better turns of foot in the race.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing. It's like, okay, if this is a slowly run race and then he sprints home, that's probably the only way. But even then, like 3,200 metres from, I know you could argue he was unlucky in last year's Cup. I don't know about that. I think 2,400 metres is his limit.
Yep. Arapaho, bit of a mixed preparation for this horse, but he's becoming very consistent as he gets older. He had an okay run in the lead up in the Bendigo Cup.
61 kegs.
Held up back into 8th position there as well. But his first up effort in the Winx, he was only beaten 2 lengths there, and he was on rain-affected ground that day. I think that's his best winning chance. It needs to be probably worse than a soft 6, soft 7.
Yeah, if it's a heavy deck, he's definitely one that's, like you put in your top 6 bets on, top 8 bets,
And I think the barrier for him, if it gets that bad, it's actually probably a positive drawn out wide.
Yeah, true.
I think it will chop up.
In the Cup, I'm not that arsed by barriers in the Cup.
No.
As much as I probably typically would be in a normal race.
Mm-hmm. Number 4, Vauban. Again, mixed preparation for him. I think I had a look at his form profile. So 10 runs on soft ground, and he's been outside of the trifecta once. Trifecta? Top 3. He's only seen soft ground once in Australia, and that was in a Tancred where he finished 1.5 lengths behind Dubai Honour.
Dubai Honour went through the roof that day.
He did. This horse started favourite in that race at $3.
Fuck.
So Duke de Sessa, who was going super at the time, ran second. I think rain is the key to this horse. So obviously been well supported in the last 2 Melbourne Cups, hasn't gone his way. He kind of melted in the mounting yard as well. But a cooler day at Flemington on Tuesday. If there's rain around on the day, I think he'll absolutely power through it. I think he's a winning chance.
I think Vauban is if I'm looking at the race in like a against yes 4, he's in the yes 4 bracket for me.
Yep, I agree. Chevalier Rose, won up to 3,600 metres. So you'll know he'll stay.
Scary vibes.
The 8-year-old Entire by Deep Impact.
Oh, can't wait to see him. Yeah. Japanese.
Because he'll have the ankles like taped up white. And by the end of this race, you might not even be able to see him because they'll be covered in mud.
His coat will be glowing.
Yep. Japanese horses famously hate the wet ground.
They do, mate.
We saw it. We didn't even talk about Penja Tower in our review.
No, we didn't. No,
thought he was good. But anyway, different podcast. This one. Happy to risk.
Yeah, happy to risk.
Yep. Good draw. So, but if the rain does miss for this horse, I think he's not starting $41.
No,
let's put it that way.
No, we'll get the trip, and that's the biggest tick you can have in this race.
Yep. Presage Nocturne. So won the Group 3 Prix de Barbeville.
Babushka.
Over 3,000 metres. Dunedin won that race back in 2011, so you got some previous form references there. Should definitely appreciate the step up to 3,200 metres. I think if it's wet ground, that's even more of a tick for him. He's drawn to get a fantastic run. Flemington's going to suit much better than Caulfield did. Probably at the top of my numbers, I would say.
Yeah, Presage Nocturne's the top of mine as well. I thought that was a terrific first up run in the Caulfield Cup. Wouldn't be wound up. Entire as well, so always going to benefit from the run. Has the proven over the distance, soft track, tick, great draw. My only negative is trainer and jockey, right? Like I was saying before with Joseph O'Brien and Mark Zara, like been there, done that. So that's a bit of a query, but if an international is a good horse, the cream rises to the top. I think it's a massive winning chance. A good looking horse too.
And it's not like the jockey is stepping off the plane first time.
No,
rode him in the Caulfield Cup as well.
And Flemington, I would imagine, I'm not a jockey, but I would imagine it'd be an easier track to navigate than Caulfield. Yeah. Caulfield's slipped up some good jockeys, but that's probably only the only negative I've got. And if that's my only negative, then
$8 is a price to find out.
Absolutely.
And I think
Starts shorter on the day if it's wet.
I think this starts favourite in the race. I really do. And I think he will be third or fourth in the running in terms of
You reckon?
back. Yeah, I reckon.
From that gate,
Barrier
probably.
9, just ease across, find your way. If worse, 5 pairs back.
Yeah.
Which I think he'll be better.
It'll fan out anyway.
Better than midfield, I reckon, this horse. So, number 7, Middle Earth. Improved run at Moonee Valley, but would fucking need to be. Against Star of India and Alan Kerr. You kidding?
Yeah.
$3 out to 7s there.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he good enough to win this race?
That's the query. Is he good enough to win? I think you'll get a better price on the day than 34s at the moment. He is with the good people at Ned's. He's actually in my yes column, because I feel like the blinkers going on first time last start awoke something within him. He was 61 kilos a day. Moonee Valley's on his track. He was going back 400 metres. He's ran third to who? But I think that was a nice prep. He's had 10,000 metres in the legs. His prep. And that's important.
Yeah. To give context to the 2 horses that beat him home, one of them hadn't won in about 900 days, Star of India.
That's nearly 3 years.
And Alan Kerr hasn't won in 1,200, still counting.
That's nearly 4 years.
So,
fucking hell. I wouldn't be shocked if he won, but based on his form so far, this prep, like you could probably rule him out pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I'll be risking. And soft ground, I think he needs better ground. So I think his chances improve if he's on top of the ground there.
Yep.
Maidan, I thought he ran okay in the Caulfield Cup. He's only had 2 runs in his career on rain-affected ground, so if it's that way, J-Mac's obviously a plus, but I think that's factored into the price here too. Like,
I think J-Mac would have rather have been on Buckaroo or El Rifa.
I would say so. Yeah. Hasn't won beyond 2,200 metres.
And I watched a replay of him overseas. I think it was his furthest run. It was 25 or 26 maybe, 100 metres. Went backwards.
It seems like there's always like a bit of a hype around a horse. He's easily the hypiest horse of the internationals here this year. I just don't get it. And I think what's probably factored into it is the stable basically saying that this horse is just as good as Without a Fight and West Wind Blows. Sorry, brah, you wouldn't even carry your saddlecloth. You're not even fit to do it.
Don't talk about one of the podcast favourites like that.
Yeah. Absurd. The son of Fastnet Rock. There's a few of them in this field.
Yeah, there is. Buckaroo.
Yeah. There's another one as well, I think. Daughter of some Fastnet Rock, actually. Good as shoes.
Australian sprinter. How's that? Yeah, Fastnet Rock. Incredible.
Crazy. I thought it was a good run in the Caulfield Cup. I reckon he might even get the run of the race here. Just behind the speed there. If it's a sedate speed, I think that sets up even better for him. If the rain does come, his last win on rain-affected ground was over a hurdle over 3,300 metres.
Oh, shit.
So
wasn't he carrying 75 kilos in one of his recent runs?
Yeah, probably. But all hurdlers do. And that's the thing. Is a hurdler going to win the Melbourne Cup? Probably not.
Yeah. He's in the yes column for me, though. Yeah. I think he's got the perfect draw and he was good enough in the Caulfield Cup. I get concerned, though, if a horse has had 2 prior cracks.
Yeah.
And hasn't won a cup. Yeah. It's like, okay, what's going to change this time?
Unless you're Red Kiddo.
Okay. Unless you're Red Kiddo.
Yeah. Kieran McAvoy is actually a good booking, all things considered. 3-4-time Melbourne Cup winner.
Yeah.
So
rekindling.
Brew, cross-counter rekindling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he rode Brew when he was a young buck.
Yeah.
He still had red hair back then.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, I think you're right.
Flatten the Curve. This is probably the hardest horse I could get a read on, I reckon. So, won at Kentucky Downs last start by 5.5 lengths on a firm track.
Cool.
Won at Hamburg in Germany, I believe, by 2.3 lengths. The previous start to that by 3,200 metres, over 3,200 metres rather. Looking at his profile, I don't think he really puts in a bad run, and his last 12 months have been 7 starts for five wins as well. So as a 7-year-old gelding who's had 54 career starts, I don't think he's going any better.
Yeah.
And you know he's going to stay all day.
Yeah.
Barrett 17 is obviously not great. His form profile suggests that he'll get through the ground as well if it goes that way, but he'll appreciate good ground as well. I think he's absolutely a winning chance. I think he's one of the biggest overs in the race.
Yeah, I think that's just the international flavour. People just don't know enough about him. Wouldn't be surprised if he starts short on the day.
Yeah. Land Legend.
You can pen him.
Last in the Caulfield Cup. I don't think he's going good enough.
No. 81s is too short.
12 starts in the last 12 months. 9 starts the last 12 months for 1/3. Smoke and Romans, $81. Don't think he stays the distance.
No, prefer others.
Yeah. I saw in one market somewhere, changing the guard was 500 to 1. I was like, can I have $5 on that?
Yes.
Please?
Yes.
Went on to that market and it wasn't available. So
Sure.
$81 was though, and I think that's a little bit too short. Hasn't won past 2,400 metres, but he'll probably be leading up this field. I think Timmy Clark has no other choice from barrier 24.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. Blinker's first time. Interesting. Might switch him on. Half yours. I'm fascinated to see what you say about this horse.
I think he'll start bigger price on the day. If it gets bigger than $10, I'll have a good bet.
Yep. Okay. He's your favourite.
I don't think he starts favourite.
Never raced beyond 2,400 metres.
I know. That's a big query. That was a pretty high pressure Caulfield Cup. He had the perfect run. And the things that finished behind him are going to meet him better at the weights. So he needs to improve, and he needs to be almost better over 2 miles than over 2,400 metres. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We need to find out that, oh, God, this guy's actually just a talented stayer who's good enough to win middle distance races. $7 is too short, in my humble. I was seeing like $5.50, $6 early days, but he's drawn perfectly. He's been racing super for 12 months. He's had a busy 12 months though, and this could just be a bit of an afterthought, throw at the stumps. But you got to do it, I reckon. You have a crack while the iron's hot. If he gets like $10, I'll have a bet. I'll have a bet on him. He's in my numbers for sure.
I don't think he'll get to $10.
You don't think?
Why? Jockey booking's significant. This isn't any other race that we're betting on here.
That is true. It's Jamie Mellon, and it's the Australian horse.
Of all the jockeys here, she's going to be the most bet on.
Yeah. True.
So I think that just the sheer weight of money, the bookies won't be able to give you a price. So if you're getting asked around that $7 to $8, I think that's too short.
Do you reckon half yours will be the Team Green special?
I reckon. I don't think they'll risk it for the Melbourne Cup.
You don't reckon?
Did they do it last year? Maybe.
They might have. But anyway, so you don't think it's a winning chance?
Maybe they did for Vauban.
They might have,
last year or the year prior.
They might have.
I reckon they did, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Look, rain comes, eats through it.
Yeah.
Sensational draw. It's going to get a really cozy run. Going to be first half of the field, just tucked away. So I reckon he'll have every possible chance. I just have to be against him at the distance. I think there's just better propositions in my opinion, at the price.
If you're gonna pick a hole in this horse, it has to be the distance.
Has to be the distance.
Has to be the distance.
Has to be the distance, and it has to be the price.
Yeah.
I think he's far too short. So more felons. He'll definitely stay. Unsure if he'll be suited by the wet ground if it heads that way. Probably one of the best informed jockeys in the country in Tommy Berry. Barrier 23 does stink a little bit, but you know where this horse is going to be then? He's going to be last, probably with one smooth operator out next runner. And if it is a soft track on the day, I think it's going to be really hard to win from back in the field. Yeah. So I'm happy to risk him.
Yeah, agreed.
One smooth operator. Barrier 6, great draw. It kind of stinks like the connections have gone like, hey, bruh, we got out of the casino with this horse because he's staying here.
Yeah, interesting.
So I reckon it's like his last 2 wins have been in Australia.
He's an 8-year-old gelding. One smooth operator, 51 starts for 6 wins. He's one that's in the $20 bracket that I completely am happy to risk.
Yeah. So he's had 51 career starts for only 3 starts on soft ground. And he races in the UK.
Yeah, wow.
I think there's a reason why they don't take him there.
Yeah, right.
So I think if it goes that way, I don't think he's got any chance.
Yeah.
Further, fascinating runner is the 3-year-old Northern Hemisphere Entire that's come here. So has form around Scandinavia, who is an elite star in the UK at the moment. I reckon it's an absolute complete punt if he gets through the ground or not. I think he's one placing on heavy ground rather, if it's that way. His one placing on heavy ground was over the mile, so I don't think that's any guide for this contest here. Obviously, lightly raced. Lizzie Jelfs has actually done a syndicate for this horse, bought 25% to bring it over. So good luck to Lizzie and the connections. I know you listen. So we've seen this profile set up really well in the past. $23, Mickey D, great barrier. It's probably in the finish.
Yeah, it's in the yes column for me. It's in my numbers further, purely because of the profile. Last horse who ran super with this profile was Tiger Moth, ran second to Twilight Payment, 2020. I really like the profile. Don't know if it's got the same sort of form as Tiger Moth, and I also think the handicappers did the Northern Hemisphere 3-year-olds differently back then by like a couple of kilos. So they were better weighted, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, further's in my numbers.
Cool. Parchment Party, first ever United States runner in the Melbourne Cup.
Is it really?
Yep.
First one. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I'm making a case for flatten the curve, this guy beat him by 25 lengths in the Belmont Cup. Now, that was on firm ground there. So, and you're getting double the price for this horse.
Yeah.
So, he won the Belmont Gold Cup. So, previous runners who've won that. Loft, who didn't quite make it in 2020, I reckon. I reckon he's a hurdler here now. And a maid who has run well in the Cup previously. He's like your top 10 sort of operator for those silks.
Yeah.
So, again, hard to measure him up against these, obviously with the Americans, but $51 seems a really big price.
Again, it's just that international. It's just a lack of knowledge, I think.
Drawn well. Should probably be on speed for this horse as well.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one. Not risking, but no shock.
All right. Athabaskan. That was a good return to form in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. I think he can run out the distance, and he's only won once on good ground out of 21 starts. So I think he absolutely needs cut out of the ground to be any chance.
Yeah, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. Goody Two Shoes. So, firstly, great name.
Great name for an horse.
So I reckon your Mars and Pars will be jumping on this because it's a fun name to back. The daughter of Fastnet Rock. Yep. So I was having a look through her form as well. Been racing against restricted grade, i.e. fillies and mares. Last start, she was beaten 5 lengths over 2,800 metres on soft ground. So if it's heading that way, she's only won once from 10 attempts on soft ground. So I think she is not a winning chance, in my opinion.
Yeah, concussion plates is always a concern for me as well. But we'll see.
River of Stars, fantastic run in the Caulfield Cup. I'm really unsure of what type of ground she wants. Don't know if she wants... she's never won on rain-affected ground, but she's run well. She's won 4 times from 22 starts. One of them on the synthetic and the rest on the good tracks. So you could say that wet ground wouldn't necessarily be the best recipe for her. I know Blogsy's keen. on River of Stars. I think he thinks that she's a fantastic bet at 17-1 with good people at Ned's. Outstanding Stayer was fantastic in the Sydney Cup. But she was still beaten 3 or 4 lengths there.
Yeah, by Arapaho.
Yeah, by Arapaho. So I think she's a place chance, but I'd be tending to risk her.
I'm happy to risk her. I just her best winning chance is to roll forward and try and grind them into the earth like she did in the Sydney Cup. She ran super, but I just think that plays into the hands of a few other horses. So happy to risk.
Yep. Royal Supremacy again. Good run in the Caulfield Cup. He's also never been beyond 2,400 metres, so I think his form profile does suggest that he does handle soft ground if it goes that way. I think he is better on top of the ground, though. Tough draw. I'm risking him. I reckon the Caulfield Cup is an afterthought. I think this is afterthought. So
he's been up for a long time, Royal Supremacy, but he's got the miles in his legs, so I think he'll run well. Sneesby Racing. Don't know if he knows how to draw a gate. He drew this for Royal Supremacy 21. I think he drew like 23 for Shiraz a couple of years ago. Very funny. I think it'll run well, Royal Supremacy, but I prefer others.
Torrenzino. So Geelong Cup winner. He's never been beyond 2,500 metres, but the bulk of his racing's actually been at the mile. He's never won at the mile.
Crazy.
I know. Yeah, he's won at 1,500 metres and 2,000 metres 4 times. Once at the 2,400. So he's never been beyond the 2,500 metres, I might say. But I thought he was good against Valiant King. He was very good in the Geelong Cup, carrying a little bit away. He's got 51 kilos here. From the dreaded barrier 18, only Very Elegant has won from that barrier.
Crazy.
I think this is the local chance that the punters will latch onto.
You reckon?
I reckon it's a sneaky chance. I reckon he's one for your first 4s.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Because we just don't know. And I think he's been racing better as he's been getting out in trip. I think he's just been targeted to the wrong races.
Yeah, with respect, Paul Pruska. Well, look, that Valiant King race was run at a breakneck speed. So if you're running second, you got brained by Valiant King, but if you're running second in a race like that over 2,500 metres, I've got no doubt you can probably run the trip 3,200. So I didn't find him, but you're making some good points.
And then Valiant King. Spewing, I didn't jump on him in futures markets a bit earlier.
He would have been 50s even.
Mate, start of the prep, he would have been triple figures.
Oh, but he would have been 50s even probably after he won the bloody Bart Cummings.
Yeah.
For a small amount of time.
Yeah. And dog shit strike rate. So you're getting asked to take $7.50 for a horse that's won twice in 20 starts. Place strike rate of 40%, which is obviously a lot better. He's probably, this year, he's been going good. Very good. Probably beyond the spring. He was third against Al Cancer Birdman in the Chairman's Quality in Sydney on soft ground over 2,600 metres. He was obviously sensational in the Bart Cummings, and he was great in the Caulfield Cup. His best runs, though, for mine, have been in the Caulfield Cup when Without a Fight won. The Bart Cummings, obviously, which was run at Gilded Water, just tore his bloody head off. And then Half Yours Caulfield Cup, all run at really hot tempos on good tracks. So I just can't really get a read if he's going to get through the ground. If it does go that way, if there is tempo, good ground, I think he's probably the most likely winner.
He's in it up to his eyeballs, Valiant King, if it sets up for him. He's going super, but I just couldn't find him in my numbers. So he's the one that I'm risking, but would not be shocked in the slightest.
Like, let's put it this way. I'd rather take the same price of this horse than Half Yours.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's my opinion, though.
Yeah, fair enough.
You probably have a different opinion.
I do. I have the opposite one.
So that's fine.
That's why we're in the great game.
Yeah. All right.
Numbers.
So, all of that considered, where'd you land?
Do you want a 1 to 24? Be here for ages. Presage Nocturne on top for me. I was taken by that run in the Caulfield Cup. Drops a little bit of weight. We know it's going to get the distance. It's got a great draw. If there's rain, another big tick as well. So, and at a backable price, about $8.50 at the moment. Hopefully we get double figures, but I doubt it. Half Yours, the Caulfield Cup winner. Got a soft spot for this horse, obviously. Excited to see what it can do more than anything else. It is short enough, though. Al Riffa, he's the class of the race for mine. I know he's got to carry 59 kilos, but he's got the class to win. And then fitting into my numbers is number 17, Further, the 3-year-old Northern Hemisphere colt. I just like that profile, so that's my first 4 in the Melbourne Cup. See how we go.
Yeah. If I'm predicting we'll be on soft ground by this stage, I think Presage Nocturne is the winner of the Melbourne Cup, so we're joined at the hip again. Chee-hoo. We do this a lot on this podcast. All the reasons you outlined, I thought he was super. He's only going to be improved being a 6-year-old entire, so he's going to eat up the distance, I think. I think he'll be forward to midfield, blending in. I could see him running a huge race. From Flatten the Curve, just purely because I think this horse is well over the odds at $26-ish with the good people at Ned's. We've seen that German horses win this race previously.
The Germans have.
I know the connections are extremely confident with this horse, so I think he starts shorter on the day. I can see Vauban running a huge race here.
Yeah.
If he finally finds soft ground, I think he's well in the finish here. Good draw, Barry 15, can get out of the muck from that really shit ground inside. And then Valiant King, as I kind of touched on, I think he's one of the best winning chances in the race as well. So I'm looking at this. I think we basically have to pick, because we always give out one for the exotic bets, like top 10 markets.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest price I can see is $81, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
For a Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
Athabascan's mine. I think from barrier 1, obviously a bit of a risk, but I think if it is going to be rain-affected ground, as I'm thinking, I think he'll only improve out of that. I think he'll basically be in the first, 4 or 5 runners in the race.
Yeah.
And I reckon he can grind away to finish top 10 for me.
Yeah, mine's not 80 to 1, it's 40 to 1. But I think Arapaho, he was super in the Sydney Cup. I don't think he's going as well this prep, and he's a 9-year-old gelding now. But if they get a wet track and if there's a bit of pace on, I think he can run super. So he's 40 to 1. I don't know what price he'd be in the top 10 markets, but he's the one that I'd tip out.
Yeah. If it goes the other way and it's a good track, I think Chevrolet Rose, jump on that. I think you'll know race morning.
Yeah.
If the track comes up a soft 5, I'd be jumping on that horse. He won't start 41 on the day.
No.
So, mate, good stuff. Give Presage Nocturne strength.
Yeah, let's go the Greys.
Yeah.
There's a few of them in this race.
Yes. Yeah.
Good to see.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
There'll also be the Grey Race
Oh, yeah, true.
on Melbourne Cup Day.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that.
I think Point Barrow's racing.
Naughty. Shout out to friend of the pod, Luke Jones. Will have a runner on Cup Day.
Oh, fuck.
Not at Flemington.
Oh.
Go home zone.
All right. See you, Drifters.
See you, Drifters. Good luck.